Hello. So sorry for my bad voice because I had a cough for 2 weeks and it almost killed my voice. But anyway, so I have an old computer that I built over 10 years ago. It's a Core 2 Quad Q6600 CPU, and it also has an old graphic card from NVIDIA. It's the 8800 GT, the 256 megabyte version. Yes, megabyte, not gigabyte, megabyte. And I thought I don't really use it because I have a newer computer. So I thought, well, it would be fun to play some old games. Uh, and those games are for like Windows XP, and they don't work on Windows 10. So I thought, let's install Windows XP on it. And I actually found a volume license version of Windows XP and also a volume license key or product key. I'm not going to tell you how to get them, and I'm not going to give you links to them either, because I guess you can figure that out yourself, because this is kind of hacker thing. But anyway, this video is about installing Service Pack 4, or so-called slipstream it onto the installation disk. Microsoft haven't released a official Service Pack 4 for Windows XP, so this is a kind of a community-driven service pack. And I want to have it installed directly. Also some drivers. I want to have them directly onto the installation CD. One of them is the RAID card drivers that is built in to the motherboard, say from J Micron, and also the network card drivers, because when you install Windows XP on this machine, the network drivers, it can't detect the graphics card. So how do you do this? Well, you do this with a software called NTLite, or nLite actually. There are two versions of this software. The regular nLite is for Windows XP 7 and 8, seems to be. Now, just for XP. Then there's another version called NTLite, supports Windows 7 through 10. And yeah, this is the NTLite, that's for Windows 7 and up. But I'm using XP, so this is what I'm going to use. And you go to download, just download this version, and then you install it. And it's on the start menu, so just NT or nLite, like that. And you get the security stuff. So this is the first screen, and yeah, supported OS, Windows 2000 XP and Windows Server 2003. So you click next here, and now it wants to know where your Windows XP CD is, or folder. And what you need to do right here is to actually go to over here, and I have it on Windows. And right now this is the volume license version I'm going to use. And if you have a sort of a DVD burning software, it will automatically open if you double click, but I have to right click here on it and open with Windows Explorer. And it will automatically mount it like this. And next thing you need to do is click browse here and go to That's a folder. We have it right there. Okay. Then it's going to tell you or select a folder where to save this sort of slipstreamed version. We click OK here, and I have it on a separate folder here on a separate drive, Windows XP. OK. So now it will actually copy the ISO file, the files in it, to the folder. Like that. Continue, click next. So next. And I've done this previously, so you can do this again, but and then click import. I'm just going to skip this presets. So I just click next here. And then you're going to tell nLite what to do. I want to have a service pack here, so you just click on it once and it turns green here. I also want some drivers. And also unattended thing, because you get some options there. And also create a bootable ISO. And now it's going to ask, you see this is the version right now, and now it's going to ask for a service pack. So select, and I have a service pack here. That one. Open. And you're going to see that it's going to change from SP3 here to SP4. It's copying integrate files. Completed successfully. Okay. Just wait a little bit here, and now you can see it's Media Center SP4. Then you click next, and here are the drivers. And I have a folder here, special dedicated for Windows or nLite. And for example, here's the Intel NIC, the drives for that, and also the RAID card, the built-in RAID card drivers in one folder. So what you do here is that you click insert here, and you get these two options, single driver or multiple driver folder. Since I have multiple drivers, I click this one. I have to go to that and storage, archive, computers. I select that folder. Okay, and all the drivers are here, and you click here on all. Select everything. Okay, and I get these options because the RAID card drivers, there are multiple versions of the RAID controller, the drivers for them. Mine is called GMB363, and I hold down the control key and select both AHCI and the RAID. You might have a different here for your RAID card. Click OK. Then next again. And here you got a bunch of options. This is the unattended stuff. So what you can do here is to type in the product key, and it will automatically put that key when you do the installation. I'm not going to put anything here right now. I don't use hibernation either, so I just turn that off. And then you have like run once, and then users. You can add users here if you want to. Owner, a network ID, computer name. That's the network name for it. Workgroup is just capital letters, and then your name, for example, or username. Regional, here you can set up your regional settings if you want to. I'm not going to do that right now. And then go to network settings. You can do a bunch of other stuff. You can add a desktop themes, automatic updates. Windows XP is end of life, so you won't get any updates anymore. So I'm just going to disable automatic updates. Display, nothing here. Components, nothing here either. But one of the nice things is actually the product key. You don't have to type that, but I'm not going to add one right now. So yeah, then you click next, and you want to start the process. Yes. Integrating drivers. Finalizing. And now it's done. And then you click next. And you can have a couple of options here. You can burn directly to a disk. And remember, this is going to be kind of a big file. It's going to be about 1 gigabyte in size. So it won't fit on a CD. So I have a rewritable DVD disk. So I can just erase the disk and do it all over again. I'll just save it as do a create image here. And then the label, you can name it whatever you want. The label is basically when you put like this is the sort of label for the CD. That's different from the sort of file name. That label is different from this one. So you can name the file whatever you want, but the label of the disk will be different. So I just name it, Windows XP for this specific computer, because the drivers that I included are specific for this computer. So, and I leave everything to default, and then over here you have a button called Make ISO, and this window will pop up, and you can sort of name the file to whatever you want. XP whatever, like that. And you see progress bar, it's pretty quick. And it says ISO created successfully. So you click next and finish. And now you have the file over here. You see it's 1 gig in size. Now you can just burn this. You can't use any USB stick because Windows XP doesn't support USB sticks as installation media. So you need to have it on a disk. There are tools to create sort of a USB media, but this is not a video for that. So yeah, now you can just burn this to a disk if you want to. And when you install Windows, all the drivers are there, and also the new service pack, and yeah, everything is done. And if you enter the Windows product key there as well, you don't have to type that either. It's done. So yeah, that's how you do that. So catch you later.